Okay guys, this is actually a super sad moment. I filmed a whole video of like a get ready with me with like funny stories and it was so good. But little did I know that it actually stopped filming in the middle. Actually, it stopped filming at the beginning and I didn't notice until I was almost done. And so that was a little disappointing on my part because of my lack of attention to filming. So if I look down a lot, it's because I'm looking at my watch to make sure that I'm still filming and I didn't just do the same thing that I just did because that would be unfortunate. So to make up for that, I decided to do a kind of like what's in my makeup bag, what do I personally use every single day, and everything that's in here is what I used for my look today. It's a super simple. I'm trying to kind of go for the more natural look recently, just because I don't want to look over processed / basic, because I'm already blonde and all that fun stuff. So I'm just gonna kind of go through my process and what I use and what I like and why I like it and all of that kind of thing. And my makeup bag is kind of atrocious, so don't judge me too harshly. But then we can kind of chit chat and talk some products and how I use them and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, so I guess first starting out with primers. Primers are kind of a very important step within the makeup process, which a lot of people don't really use primers just because they don't think about it or they don't know enough about them to know what they're for. So the two primers that I really enjoy using are the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. This is a really good mattifying primer and it is comparable to the Becca, what is this? The Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming, and I like to use both of them. I feel that they're pretty comparable in texture and in, I guess, effectiveness and in purpose. So this one is a little thicker, and I tend to use this one in my T-zone, and then on the outer edges I use the NYX. But they're both great primers. They work really well for oily skin types and those kind of things. But I've been using this one for the last 2 years and it's honestly lasted me a really, really long time. I think it helps that I don't wear makeup every day, but regardless. So those are my favorite primers right now. Eventually I want to get into more moisturizing, dewy primers, but for now that's what we're using. For foundations that I always keep on hand, I tend to keep foundations that are full coverage, medium coverage, light coverage, just for every type of makeup look that I like to do, because this is my bag that I carry with me everywhere for when I'm ready to put on makeup or when I feel like wearing makeup, which is not very often. Anyway, so for more of like a light coverage and more natural coverage, I like to use the Clinique Beyond Perfecting. This one's more of a dewy, lightweight foundation for those more natural everyday looks. But honestly, I don't use this one too much, just because right now I do have a favorite and I'm playing a little bit of favoritism, but it's fine, everyone's got one. For more of like a full coverage but a light feel, I really like the Wet n Wild. Is the Photo Focus. This one is a really good full coverage. I really enjoy using this on my brides when I do bridal makeups, and it's only $4. So for all of those poor college students, which I am the epitome of that, I really love this one. And then I've been kind of trying this one again. They used to have an old formula that I loved so much more, but they changed it when they changed the packaging, and to me it's just not as good, which that's sad, but it is what it is. This one isn't bad, but it's not my favorite anymore, but I do use it sometimes. Just to like change up my foundations. And then my favorite right now is the Glamouflage from Hard Candy. I have it in 2 different shades for when I have those tan moments, which isn't super often, but it is what it is. I really love this foundation right now. It's super full coverage, super easy to apply. It applies pretty smooth and it makes your skin look really nice and smooth and just amazing. And for my ultimate full coverage days, I really like the Tarte, Amazonian Clay foundation. This one's a classic. It feels great. My one grievance with this is that it's super thick, it's super heavy, so you have to be careful about how much you apply and that sort of thing, or else you will end up a little cake monster. And so I would just watch for those. And as far as my favorite setting powders, my all-time favorite is the Coty Airspun. I've been using this stuff forever. Tati Westbrook, my homegirl, I think was the first one that told me about this. I was obsessed with watching her YouTube videos, and so I've been using it ever since, and it lasts forever. It's like $4 from Walmart, and it will last you forever. I use it on all of my brides as well, and their makeup just stays all night, and it's fabulous. And for those times when I do bake my face, so like with concealer, which I forgot to mention, favorite concealer is the Tarte Shape Tape. But when you're talking more drugstore, I really do like the L'Oreal Rewind, something like that. It has like a little plush applicator right on the top. I haven't used that one in a long time because I have my Tarte Shape Tape, but that one's really good as well. But for setting and baking my face, I really like this Maybelline powder. It has like a yellow tint to it, so it's really brightening, which I really enjoy. A nice brightening under the eye, make me look a little bit more awake, especially since I never sleep, which is fine. And then for my touch-ups throughout the day, I like to carry my Milani touch-up powder. I use the shade 03 Natural Light, and it's really nice because it just comes with a little mirror, and it's this great cute little powder. I love it. And it works really well for touch-ups, plus it has a little bit color of like pigment to it, so throughout the day when like your mask rubs off your makeup, this is really good for helping with that. Kind of just add that color back in. And so for my favorite contour, because usually after I powder my face, I like to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. This is by far my favorite contour palette I've ever used. I used to use the Lorac shade, or the Lorac, oh my gosh, Pro palette. That one is really awesome for basically like any kind of contouring. I like how it has the 3 shades because it will change depending on what my mood is. But I also really enjoy these powders on the top row, just because they do add some nice brightness, and I really enjoy that. So I like to contour with that. As far as my favorite like blush, I like to use the Tarte, what is this? The Clay Play Volume 2. And I really enjoy their shade Desert. It's a really pretty blush. I'm wearing it right now. It adds, I don't know, it's just a really pretty shade, and plus I have a lip color that matches it from Milani, and so I like to use both of those. And so moving on to highlight, my favorite is this MAC one. I've had the same one. It's soft and gentle. It will last you forever. It comes in this like cute, but let's see, I'll swatch it for you. I really like it just because it is like a really pretty, I don't know, a really beautiful tone, and you can build it up, which is really nice for those moments when, sometimes you want a full beat face and you want the full glam, or those moments when you just want like just a little bit of dusting. And so moving on to the eyes, really my eyes changed a lot because I have a lot of different palettes, but my go-to, the thing that I carry around the most, is the Modern Renaissance palette. I really like it just because the shades are all very warm tone browns, which I feel look very nice with my complexion. Plus I really like the textures of them. It's a little messy, but I really like the shades. My personal favorite that I use like all the time is this dark shade. It's in Cypress Umber. Yeah, I really like using this one just because with my eyeshadow on those very like natural days, I like to just put a little bit of this kind of ash brown right in the crease just because it creates the natural look of a shadow, which adds more definition and makes your eye look more interesting. And so I really like using that one. And for my really fun days, I really love these pink tones. I like to put them underneath the eye just to make my eyes pop. And so this palette is really great. There's a lot of versatility with it, and I've had it for a really long time and I love it. I forgot to mention bronzer. A bronzer that I recently just repurchased is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I've used this before, but my mom, I think she accidentally dropped my old one and it was just all shattered and horrible and gross, and I did the whole like alcohol and mix it and repress it, but it just didn't really work. I think the powder is too fine for that to work, and so I ended up just not using it, and I used my, I can't remember, it was a bronzer from the Balm that I really like and I've been using forever. And so just recently I just bought this again and I actually really like it. It applies really smooth, evenly, and it has really good pigmentation. Plus it smells really good. It smells like Hawaii and tropicalness, and I love that. So after I apply my eyes, if I'm using eyeliner, I don't use eyeliner super often because a lot of times I just wet a brush, and like a really fine tipped brush, and I'll just put it through some darker eyeshadow and kind of just put it around my eyes. But when I want to do like a wing, I really like the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. It's really nice because it has a really fine tip. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really nice. I tend to use that to kind of just do the flick, and then I like to fill with the Ulta liquid liner. I don't know how I ended up coming up with that combination, but usually I put lashes over the top of it so I don't have any issues with it smudging. But if you're trying to go for a normal just eyeliner look, I probably wouldn't recommend these two liners for like getting close to the inner eye because they tend to smudge a little bit. And so I'm kind of in the process of finding a new one that is more like sturdy and stays. And as for eye mascara, sorry, I can't talk today. I really have been liking the Maybelline New York, the Rocket. I'm honestly not super picky with my mascaras just because I do wear falsies a lot of the times, and so I don't end up wearing mascara, just because I like to keep my falsies looking more on the natural side, because the falsies themselves are pretty dramatic. So I'm not super picky, but I would say my favorite mascara that I've ever used to use just on its own is I really like the L'Oreal, I think it's the Paradise, something like that, but it comes in like this pink tube and it's really good. As far as eyebrow products, Anastasia Beverly Hills Pomade is by far my favorite. I use it all the time and I've been using it forever, and I like how you can get just a really fine tip brush to kind of apply it, but you can apply as much as you need. And I like to pair it typically with a eyebrow pencil. And so my two favorite pencils right now are the Wet n Wild brow pencil. It looks like this. It has a really slanted edge, and so I kind of like playing at that because you can imitate like hair strokes. As this one's currently out, so I have to go buy more. And then I really enjoy the NYX Micro. This one is really good because how I like to apply it is I like to outline my eyebrows and get them really clean. And then I go back through with my pomade and kind of fill it in. And it creates a really like even, precise makeup look, which I super enjoy that. And then I like to go in with just any kind of basic cream concealer and clean it up underneath. But that's not usually for my everyday look, that's more for my glam, full out, full send kind of thing. And as far as my favorite lipsticks, I don't wear lipsticks too often, but after my makeup, when I get those little, you know, the foundation on my lips, I really enjoy anything Milani. Their Milani lipsticks are fantastic. I have one shade in particular. Sadly, I don't have it with me. I accidentally left it at home, but they have one in particular that's just a little bit lighter than this one. This is Naturally Chic 25. They have one that's just a little bit lighter than this one. That is just the most beautiful shade. I use it on everyone, and it's such a natural, pretty pinky tone, and it matches the blush. It's similar to the blush that's in this Tarte palette. So it's kind of similar in tone to this, and I adore it, love it. Plus they're super easy to carry around. The packaging looks super cute and super nice, and I love it. And if we're talking about liners, I really like the Milani liner. I don't line my lips too much just because sometimes I feel really extra when I line my lips, but it depends on my mood because sometimes I'm a full send, no send kind of girl. So that's pretty much my makeup bag. You know, for my glue, I use the Duo glue for my lashes. My favorite lashes are the Ardell Wispies. I use the Demi and the normal, depending on what kind of look I want to create. And as far as my favorite lashes recently, I found a pair from Kiss, and they're part of the Extensions line. And it's basically a pair of eyelashes that mimic the look of eyelash extensions. And I actually have really been loving those, just because a lot of times I don't really wear foundation just because I've been receiving a lot of breakouts from wearing my mask all the time. And it's a really great way to kind of look a little bit nicer without going full out, if that makes sense. But I've really been enjoying those. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video and kind of seeing what I like to use every day and kind of what products I like and why I like them. Let me know on the comments below what kind of stuff you want to see and what kind of tutorials I have. I will refilm the video that got messed up because I'm super sad and there's some super funny stories that I wanted to share with you guys, but you know, I'm not good with technology, so that's my B. But I hope you have a great day. Let me know what you want me to film and what you want me to do, anything like that. And let me know what products you like to use because I love testing new products. It's kind of what I'm known for. It's kind of my thing. So let me know. Anyways, I hope you have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again. See ya.